It appears I'm actually alive finally. You would think that after a quarter of doing my videos, getting things up every week, I'd have everything down. I'd be prepared and have no more problems like this. For those of you in my personal mastery group for manufacturing engineering, you know that, well, if you've been watching, you know that through quarter one I had no problems with the videos. Suddenly this quarter I've had nothing but problems. Going live, posting videos. On that, first of all, for everybody who doesn't know me, who hasn't met me, hello, my name is Brian Wood. You're at the very first weekly training for Manufacturing Engineering Mastery. I'm sorry, for Engineering Mastery Academy. Manufacturing Engineering Mastery is my private group for manufacturing engineers or those interested in manufacturing, where I have been doing all my trainings to this point. Going forward, I'll be doing public trainings, and it's going to be a little strange for some of you because I'm actually starting with the fifth S of 5S. The rest of the trainings are inside that private group I mentioned. If you want to get access to that group, just hit me up, send me a DM, and I'll send you over the link to the group. You would think that going live more publicly than in the private group, I'd be more prepared than I am. Things have been crazy for me. That's all I can say. Tech issues aside, so you're going to see me today as unprepared as you'll ever see me. Okay, sustaining. On the first four S's we went through, again, on those four S's, I realized that the S I love the most, set in order. I did that live 9 a.m. last week, and I just realized that the live posting didn't stay up. So I don't think anybody actually got to see that. So I'll put the S2 or the second S post training up for everybody. I'll also try to make since I'm starting with the fifth S, I'll try to make all of those S's, all the rest of the trainings in this series available on the Engineering Mastery Academy website. So this training is not about Engineering Mastery Academy, it's about 5S. I'll be doing some other postings to let people understand better what Engineering Mastery Academy is, what my goal is with this community and with this company. So sustaining. The first four S's you can get a lot of traction, a lot of success on a short term and sometimes even a long term basis with minimal support, or sometimes I've actually had short term success with no support from management. For sustaining really requires that management steps in. Without management support, you will not be able to maintain long term. You'll not be able to sustain the changes you've made. Example, I worked at one company and we put in 5S throughout the manufacturing floor. We organized all the benches where they needed to be. Correction, we already had 80% of the benches where they needed to be. We had one area we didn't address. Then we addressed the workspaces. We, as talked about. Oh, actually, as talked about in the video that nobody's seeing because I need to redo it. Basically, we organized all the benches. We put tape on the benches. We put signs on the ceilings. We organized all the free stock issue parts. Did all this stuff. I visited again about 4 years later, and the signs on the ceiling were still there. And some other ideas that had been started but hadn't quite been finished, they finished up and did. However, the product mix had changed. The tools that were needed on the station had changed. The actual stations themselves changed because the products were so different. And so a lot of the stuff that I put in could not be sustained because it should not be sustained because the products changed. One thing you always want to think about on sustainability of 5S is what is the life cycle of your product? How long do you think this product is going to be viable? Do you have mixed model? Do you have multiple different products that are being built at the same time? Do you have products that are being obsoleted? you have to look at all of this as you're doing the other steps, because if you put in a whole bunch of effort to make one product great, and that product's only going to be around for 6 months, you're probably wasting your effort. Depending on how long it takes you to implement and get everybody on board with the 5S, doing all of your training and all of your 5S activities on a product that's nearing the end of its life is either going to be seen as you can't get your return on investment for all your time, because you cost money, right? The people who are going to help you do all this, all of them, they all cost money. So you can put a lot of effort, a lot of the company's money into this, and if you don't get anything out of it, you're not going to have any traction to be able to do anything in the future. So if you are, sometimes you'll be directed by management that they want 5S put in on a specific thing for whatever reason. I'm not going to go into the sustainability of something like that, because if you are implementing a lean tool for the purpose of implementing that tool to look good or whatever, it's not usually intended really to be sustainable. It's intended to be a showcase for something. But what you can get out of this is if you can get the mindsets or the attitudes of the people on the floor to change. So what you want to look at is, even if you're doing something you think this isn't going to be sustainable, what can be sustainable? And as a manufacturing engineer, you might have to work really hard, maybe even it might be an uphill battle, upstream battle against management. But you can, if you do it if you do it diligently, and if you follow a training that a lot of you don't have access to, but I did a training on learning and teaching, which nobody had any interest in. That was my fault for titling it bad. This is really about how to communicate within a team and understanding your team. If you understand your team, you understand the members on your team, what's important to them, you can get them on board so that what's important then to them aligns with what's important to the company, then you can get a sustainable change in the company and sustainable improvement in 5S related activities without actually having a sustainable 5S transformation in terms of the physical implementation of the tools. So for example, you might have a 5S sheet that says that is a checklist saying weekly you need to do these tasks, daily you need to do these cleanup tasks, monthly we need to do process maintenance, manufacturing tool maintenance, things like that. So you have all these things laid out, and management might come in and say, you know what, we don't want the team spending 15 minutes a day. We have to get product out the door. So no more cleanups, no more worrying about all of that. Just get things out the door. If that's the case, then most of what you've done will go away. But you'll get some traction there still, because there will be some employees they might not take their full 10 or 15 minutes to do everything that they were doing before, but they'll still take a few minutes at the end of the day because they've gotten used to having a nice clean area. So I want you, when you think about sustaining, I want you to think not just about how do I sustain this nice new look that I've put in with 5S, but how do I sustain the culture? Because culture is something that you will have there are some tools you, as a manufacturing engineer, will have a lot of control over. That once you get them in place, there's not a lot of maintenance to do, and therefore they stay self-maintained. But for a lot of it, for the most meaningful part, if there's no management support for sustaining, then there's nothing you can do to sustain most of it. The one thing you can always work on is being true to your team and making sure that you are always working with them to understand their needs, so that their needs, again, are aligned with the needs of the company, so that it's a win-win for them, so that even though they have to get more product out, they're not allowed to clean up as much as they're not allowed to take time to organize as much as they did, that they will still have this instilled mindset of wanting things more. They'll be automatically, if it's been done for a while, they will automatically like no longer having screws and tools laying around on their desk. They will take a couple of minutes at the end of the day and get those things put away. They might be in a hurry. They might not pay attention to taped outlines anymore, but you'll get something out of it. There's definitely different levels of sustaining. And even if the project overall is considered a failure because things did not stay, you can still gain some benefits from this. And keep in mind, do not throw out whatever little benefit you can get, even if you're not able to get all the sustaining you want. I came into this training completely unprepared. So I'll probably do some additional postings on sustaining that are more directly on how do you sustain, rather than what to do if management is not supporting you. For right now, I'm going to cut it off here because of all the difficulties I've been having. I'm going to do my best to get all my technical strategies and tools in place so that in the future I'll be on time and I'll be more prepared. I haven't looked down yet. I think there might be one person who's actually here. No, it looks like there's nobody actually watching me live. That's fine. I'm going to be reaching out more to try to get better engagement. But for right now, I'm just doing what I can to try to help everybody out there. All right, again, I'm Brian Wood. Thank you for watching this Engineering Mastery Academy training. And I'll be getting a schedule up so that you'll have more visibility on the trainings coming. Thank you.